I wound up marrying a Chinese, and his English better than mine. He said it was corrected by grammar. Start the interview. Too many details. My name is Joanne. I'm American, and I was born in Alaska. My father was military. I'm an Air Force brat, and born in Alaska, but left it after 3 years and moved to Florida. My father is American, family traced back to the Mayflower. My mother was from Germany. She met my father during the war. My mother was the only one who left Germany. All her other siblings are in Germany. And she raised us as Americans, speaking English only. And they were both Lutheran. We were raised in a Lutheran church. It played a big role in our family, in our lifestyle. We went to church. My father was usher, and my mother was a Sunday school teacher. Both of them sang in the choir. And the friends of the family were all from the church. And we had a happy childhood and didn't feel anything out of place. After my parents got divorced, I wouldn't say my mother left Christianity. She still believed in God, but she stopped going to the church. And when I went to catechism class, there was a problem with me accepting the Trinity. At that time, I was maybe 12, 13 years old. And they couldn't explain it to me. And matter of fact, they got fed up with me and told me, you just got to have faith and you just got to believe. Well, if somebody is religious and supposed to be teaching you something, how can they get fed up with you or just want you to say, just accept it and move on? I was seeking the truth. That's what I wanted, the truth. And then as I got older, I was independent from the age of 14 on. I wanted to grow up and live my life. And I didn't feel that man's rule was the law that we should follow only. I knew there had to be a higher law, because who created man? God. So I wasn't sure. The Bible didn't give me the guidelines that I needed. And it changed from church to church. I went into Presbyterian churches, Methodist churches, never went into Catholic church because I knew definitely that wasn't the path for me. And when I found Islam, I knew that this was the religion. This was brotherhood, sisterhood. People had trust for one another, even if they didn't know each other, because they were Muslims. It doesn't mean that all Muslims are good. You have many Muslims that don't practice the religion, same as in Christianity. So I thought nothing of that. And the bad Muslims or the Muslims who are not practicing their religion didn't put me off, because it makes sense. Nobody is perfect. Nobody's an angel. But I liked the belonging, the unity of Islam. And the directions, the guidelines came from God. And we had a real life person to follow examples. And that was the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. And his character was something that was amazing. We had details of his character and how he lived his life. So we had something to look up to guide. It's not just the Quran. We had a true guidance. And that's what let me accept Islam. And that gut feeling came to me when I was in a disco. I was in Tampa, and it's where I learned about Islam, and I moved with the students to Miami. Whoa, Miami in the early 80s, the best place to be as far as party, and that's what I was at that time, a party girl, loved to dance. And it was in a disco that when they came around and asked what drinks you want, I said, Pepsi, water. And everybody looked around at me and said, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah. Then somebody comes to ask me to dance, and I'm like, no. Like, that's really strange. I get up and dance with probably the devil himself if he asked me to dance. And then I felt I'm not in the right place. I shouldn't be here. And I said, I'm going to go home. And we just got here, and I'm going to go home. And on the way home, I just had this feeling that you were searching for the true words of God. Now you know about it. You know a little bit about it. You know where it is. So I could die at any moment and not have accepted the true path. And nobody's promised life. Nobody's promised the next minute. And that's what you do. I didn't think twice about what is my mother going to think? What is my father going to think? What are my friends going to think? It's my life. I live it. I take care of myself. I take care of my children. I was a single parent with two small children. So it didn't cross my mind twice about what would happen if I accepted Islam. I knew I had to accept Islam. I knew inside, it's like that gut feeling. Go with the gut feeling. I tell my students that. I tell my children that. And I took my own advice. I went with my gut feeling, and I became a Muslim. And then I learned. In Islam, we are told, the first verse that was revealed in the Quran was Iqra, which could mean proclaim or read in the name of your Lord. So that's what you got to do. You got to proclaim who you are, what you are. Seek the truth and you'll find it. Trust your gut feelings.